What is up? Just checking levels here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mark C. Drumcast. I'm your host, Mark Zapata. I'm the owner and founder of Mark C. Drums. I'd like to welcome you to Monday's Drumcast. It is a beautiful Monday out there here on the East Coast. And it's been kind of a crazy weekend. A lot of cool stuff happening, a lot of fun stuff happening. My Patreon officially launched on Saturday. Super happy about it and super excited about it. I'll just really quickly go through the benefits of becoming a member. First of all, you would be supporting me in my efforts in trying to educate people about drumming, try to share my experience and my knowledge with all of those who want to listen. I have a wonderful teaching business with a lot of amazing students, as well as student bands that I'm working with. And I couldn't be happier, but I just feel like I want to do more. I'm working on an online drumming course and a book. And again, your support would be greatly appreciated. So besides supporting me, we got stickers, folks. We've got stickers. You will receive a sticker. But one of the other benefits for the first tier, I have one tier in my Patreon. That's where we're going to start for now. We're going to start building the community. Of course, the amount of donation is up to you, but it's $3 a month. Besides getting exclusive access to content that will only appear on my Patreon, you will get a sticker of Louie and myself, and you will be able to request your very own personal drum cover. Whatever song you want, let me know, and I will put together a drum cover just for you that will be exclusively available to you on my Patreon. So there's the pitch. I just wanted to let you know what's going on with that. I've been teaching for a long time, and I really believe that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I wanted, like I said, just to be able to reach more people. That's why I'm doing the Drumcast. That's why I'm doing this show now. For people that want to kind of tune in and hopefully get something out of what I'm doing here, because I certainly get a lot out of it. Like I said, it just feels right for me to share my knowledge and my experience with anyone who wants to listen. So, having said that, yesterday I did a show on Sunday, and that was because between the launch of the Patreon on Saturday and some other technical issues I was having, I was not able to bring you a show on Friday. So I said, you know what? And Saturday wasn't a possibility either. I got things rolling on Sunday, and I said, let's do a Sunday show. And here we are on Monday's show, trying to get back on track. And so we talked about on Sunday, we just kind of really quickly touched on the bottom triplets. I know them as rock triplets. Kind of a staple in rock music where you are using a triplet feel, but around the kit. This is what I've been talking a lot about when we talk about fill creation. And I talk to my students and they say, well, I'm playing the same things over and over again. I'm playing the same fills over and over again. What's up, Louie? Louie's joining us today, my co-host on the show. And he's going to come in and say hello. And he's probably going to sit down right next to me for a little while until I start to play drums. But when we talk about fill creation, yeah, there he is. When we talk about fill creation, we talk about using simple figures. And I like to do 16th notes straight, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. But then start to expand that simple sticking around the drum set. You going? All right. I like when he uses his paws to open the door. Anyway, but then taking that simple sticking and moving it around the drum set to start to build different things, create different sounds, different patterns. And the triplets are just an extension of that idea where you're taking a triplet, right, left, right, left, right, left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or one triplet, two triplet, three triplet, four triplet, and you're not just playing it on snare drum, you're not just playing it on a combination of snare drum and toms, but you're also adding the bass drum. As we continue to expand these simple ideas and try to make them more complex and try to make them more challenging and more interesting and more fun to play, we want to start to incorporate these other parts of the drum set, like the bass drum, like the hi-hats, like the cymbals and whatever, and start to expand how we think about these, how we think about these figures and what we can do with them. You know, the possibilities are pretty much limitless and endless. But you know, as we start to add these different components, like I was saying, doing a triplet that now includes the bass drum. As you can hear as I'm playing them, not super even. They need some work, but that's the most important thing, right? When they're even, they sound amazing and powerful and huge. So that's what we have to be concentrating on. So taking fills and things like that, moving them around the drum set, adding the bass drum, and then eventually adding the second bass drum. If we are doing any kind of double bass, I like to treat my feet like I treat my hands as far as drumming goes, where doing single strokes and different combinations of 16th notes and rests to form different rhythms, using triplets also with my feet to start to build a vocabulary with my double bass with my feet. I was working on some stuff yesterday as I am getting requests in from people. I'm starting to do more work on certain, you know, one is a metal cover, you know, so I'm working on different patterns with my double bass for that song. Another one is very different. It's a Genesis tune. So there's a lot of really cool handwork in there. So this is a cool opportunity for me to really explore different styles of music, different types of music, different genres of music. Just like it's been since, you know, obviously teaching, a lot of times my students will bring in music that I don't necessarily listen to, and then I could discover new music that way. Certainly working with my student bands, they come in with a lot of new music, and so that also gives me the opportunity to hear new bands and new music. And what I love about the music that I'm hearing from my student bands is that it's all band driven stuff. It's all bands that are playing instruments, vocalists that are singing. I'm a metal fan, but I'm not a metal vocal fan. I'm much more a fan of melodic metal vocals that have an edge than this unintelligible type of metal vocal that seems to be all over the place today. But I'm starting to see it trend in the opposite direction with the emergence of a lot of female-fronted metal bands. And some of them certainly do their share of growling, but there are a lot more melodic vocalists coming out in metal these days. So that's awesome. But again, my student bands picking band music. They're not picking computer-generated stuff. They're not picking program type of music. They're picking bands that they like that actually play their instruments because that's what they want to do. So if you're doing double bass, I did a double bass primer a while back, but if you're doing some double bass stuff, try mixing your triplets and your straight 16ths or eighth notes on, you know, with your feet, with your double bass. I like one of the fun things I like to do when I'm working on some double bass stuff is just putting on random music, random songs that I like of varying tempos, and just doing double bass figures to those songs, using the song as sort of a metronome, but playing different figures within that tempo of the song, just so that I'm not playing to a straight click, which can be kind of, what would you call it, sterile, and just kind of like, actually playing along to recorded music that was recorded to a click is much more fun for me, and allows me to play around with different patterns on my bass drums and weave them in and out of the song, and see what fits with what's going on in the music. And then trying different songs. I mean, drumless tracks are cool as well, but I like to put on different obscure music that I like, that is not necessarily metal music, but just provides a nice framework to work within, with a steady tempo that I can just mess around with. So when we're doing any kind of music, any kind of covers or anything like that, it's a great idea to listen over and over again to the music that you are covering, or even to a style of music that you are writing. If you're in your band and you're writing a certain style of music, listen to certainly that style of that genre, but also take the time to listen to different things. Always keep your mind open to different types of music, because there's influence everywhere, right? There's inspiration everywhere, no matter what type of music it is, whether or not it's, that's a song or music that's in your main genre or not. Explore different things. We can get ideas and inspiration from anywhere. So yes, going back and forth, just like with a snare drum exercise, we'll do a couple of exercises on the snare drum, going back and forth between straight 16th notes and triplets, 8th note triplets, 16th note triplets, and 8th notes, like this. And as you can hear, I need work on my double bass. But again, it's always a work in progress. We're always working towards something better, something new. We're always looking to improve. We're always looking to get better. Honestly, I have not been playing a lot of metal lately, just because of the circumstances and things that have been going on within my different projects. A lot more rock, a lot more punk, and of course writing a lot of different music lately. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm looking to get back to and to work more on is my double bass. Of course, I also don't have my flip flops. I don't know why lately I've been wanting to play in flip flops. They just feel more comfortable, but that's kind of crazy. I don't ever drive in flip flops. But one of my students was asking me about, is it weird that I like to play barefoot? I said, not at all. But she actually was talking about wearing socks. And I said socks are great because they could slide up your footboard on your pedals, and you can use that movement, that sliding, to your advantage as you're building out your double bass technique. So yeah, all different types. I used to like to play in like Timberland boots, like heavy duty, like work boots type of things, because of the extra weight. I like the weight, and the atomic clock Gene Hoglan warms up with ankle weights. I don't know if he said I don't think he plays shows with ankle weights on, but he'll warm up before a show with ankle weights. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know where I come down on that whole argument of use heavier sticks for your pad work because it's going to make you faster. I've also heard from top drummers, just use the sticks that you normally use when you're practicing. So I guess the same would go for your feet. Ankle weights, no ankle weights. I don't know. If you have any thoughts about that stuff, leave comments in the comment section. I'm going to try to do some more double bass stuff, some more performance, and let's see how that goes. The other thing I would like to do is be better at riffing on my double bass. Like when some of my students talk about, I don't know how to play fills, or I get stuck when I'm thinking about ideas with fills. Well, that's how I'm feeling lately with my double bass riffing. So I'm going to start to work on more rhythms, more patterns. The 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and as well as 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E, and then eighth notes in between there, and then straight 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. All of those things can really, really help when you're riffing on double bass, or you're trying to come up with rhythms to build a song around. A lot of times you'll listen to metal music more often than not these days, and you're listening to metal music and it's all about just, seems like the drummer comes up with some kind of crazy double bass beat, and then the guitars and bass follow that rhythm and they chunk to that rhythm, and it just seems to be like all we're hearing these days, and I would love to get away from that, but that's a good vocabulary to build with your double bass. And then again, the triplets add a whole nother wrinkle to what you're doing with your double bass. If you get good at your triplets and start resting the last triplet note, the first triplet note, the center triplet note, and giving yourself different rhythms that way, using combinations of notes and rests, whether they be straight 16ths, eighths, eighth note triplets, or 16th note triplets. And then starting to mix and match a different figure each beat. Okay, you can do 1 EN, 2 and a 3 triplet, 4 and just get used to flowing between, like I was doing on my snare drum, flowing between the different feels, the 16th notes and the straight notes. So think about the exercise that I do with my students with our hands, where we go quarter note, eighth note triplet, 16th note triplet, 32nd note, like this. Where playing 32nd notes, you're simply counting 16th notes and playing 2 notes per 16th note counted, like okay. I left out 1 note at the end there, but hey, nobody's perfect. Anyway, I'm going to wrap things up for today. A shorter Drumcast today for sure, but a lot of stuff going on. I promise you I will be back here on Wednesday. Keep liking, subscribing, and sharing. I'd very much appreciate it. Remember, Mark Z Drums across all platforms. And yeah, that's about it for today, everybody. Enjoy the day. It is fall. It is beautiful out. And it is time to enjoy Halloween and Oktoberfest. Warsteiner, the best one. All right, see you guys later. Have a great day.